Hello, in the previous videos we have created the clan war map and then we added the option to edit the war layout, and in this video we're going to handle the players that are in the war map and we're gonna give them the option to attack each other. So first of all, let me stop the server and client, and now I am going to go to the database. And first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the clan wars table, and this is an important step. We're going to go to the structure and change the default value of a stage to 1 instead of 0. I'm gonna change it to 1 and let's save this. So now every time we insert a new value to this table, the default value for a stage will be 1. And now I'm going to go to clan war attacks, and I'm going to go to a structure and I will add one column and I'm gonna name it reply path. Let's make it varchar and let's say 2000, and let's say by default it's just empty. Let's save this. And now if you don't want to follow this video, there is a link of the entire source code in the description, and if you want to keep your own source code and just apply the new changes, then there is this file that is also in the description of the video that you can download that. So let's start by the battle script. I'm gonna select all the content like always and copy and paste it into both client and the server. So I just cut the content. Let me actually close that. Now let's go to the client. There should be a battle script here. Here it is. And let's select all the content of this script. Remove it and paste new data. So we are going to do the same thing on the server side. So let's take a look. Here it is, battle. I'm just gonna remove everything and paste the new values. So that's for the battle script. Let's go ahead and delete that from the folder. Let's go do the data next. And now I'm going to select all the content of this data, copy that, and let's just close that. Here it is in the server side. There should be the data. I'm gonna select everything, and that's it. So let's do this for the client as well. Here it is, data. I am selecting everything and delete it and paste the new content. So that should also solve the problems in the battle. Yes, all the errors in the battle are gone now. And now let's take a look and see what else we have here. Well, we have this UI war member. Let's do this as well. So I am going to select all the content, copy it. Let's close that. Let's go to the client, go to the UI war member, and I am just going to remove that and paste the new values. So that's it for our scripts. Now let's go to the folder, delete that and open these functions. So first let's do the client side. Here it is. I am gonna open that up in the UI clan. We need to copy this new functions. So let's open the UI clan. Here it is, UI clan, and let's get down here. I think this place is good enough. We have two variables. Let me cut them first, and let's paste it somewhere around here. So that's it. Now let's see what functions we have here. Well, I think we already have a war open, so let's go ahead and find that. We also have an attack here, so let's just remove the attack. So I'm gonna remove the attack, and here we have war open, and we have another war open here, which is the one that we need, the one that is getting data. So I am just gonna remove this war open, and let's go back and select all 4 functions. And I'm just gonna cut them and let's just paste it here. So here we go, we have the new functions here. So we have an error for this variable. Well, let's actually copy the name of this variable and let's go up here and create it. So I'm just gonna say private integer, and I'm gonna paste it saying player attacks count equals to 0, and that's it. Now let's go back here. We have an error for this, so let's go ahead and say using system, and that is going to take care of that problem. And the final error is going to be fixed by adding a new request ID. So I'm just gonna copy that, and let's go to the player script, and here in the request IDs I am going to add the new request ID, and let's say it's equals to 25. And now let's just copy it and bring it to the server as well. So this is the server and the terminal. In the data, here it is, request IDs, and that should take care of that. Let's also get down here and actually receive that request ID. I am just gonna copy and paste it here. This is going to be war attack, going to take an ID which is a database ID. So I am just going to say database ID equals to packet read long, and we are going to get back and take care of the function. And let's go back to the client side, and here it is, all the errors are gone except this one in the UI clan. So we need to bring the display function to the UI battle. We have that in the functions folder. So let's open this, and here it is, the display function. I am just gonna cut that, and let's go back to the client here in the UI battle, and I am going to find the display function. Here it is. Let's just remove it and paste the new function. So that's it. We need to create a new variable called battle type. So let's go up here and let's just say private data dot battle type underline battle type equals to something, and let's not forget to add the underline. And now I am going to save everything. So let's go to the functions. Let me remove these two regions, and the final region is for the database. Some of these functions already exist and some of them are new. So first we are going to remove the functions that already exist. So they are start battle, general update battle. So let's go to the database and let's get down here. I think there should be here somewhere. So here it is, a start battle. I'm just gonna remove that, and this is general update battle. I am going to remove that as well, and let me clear that space. So I think everything else is new, so let's just go ahead and cut everything, and let's go back to the database and paste them here. Well, we got an error. Let's check that. So we need to create a new boolean. Let me just copy the name of this new boolean that we should create. Let's go up there and let's create a new private static boolean, and this is the name of the function equals to false. Now let's go to the update function, and here we need to do something similar to the other functions. So I am just gonna copy that and paste it here, and instead of that function I am just gonna copy that variable, bring it here, and I am going to say general update war. Now let's go to this function. Here it is. It's one of the functions we've just copied into the database. So I think we have everything we want here. So let's go to the terminal and call one of the functions. Let's go to the terminal. Let's say database, start war attack, and it's going to take a client ID and a database ID. We also need to get a new variable for a start battle. So let's say integer battle type equals to packet read integer, and I am going to pass the battle type, but I am going to cast it into data.battleType. So let's go to the client. Let's see what this error is. So here in the UI search, we're going to add another parameter, and it's going to be battle type normal. So when we are searching, the battle type is normal. Otherwise, if it's in the clan war, then the battle type is going to be war. Now let me close this functions script and get rid of it, so we don't have any functions to add. Now there's a few things we need to add to the UI. So let's go to the scenes in the game scene. I'm gonna open the canvas in the clan. Let's enable this panel, and in the war panel, here it is. In one of the maps, I think we need to open this one. Okay, I'm going to go to the prefabs, bring in the war member, and as you can see, there's a bunch of variables that we need to assign. So first of all, let me create an empty game object, and I'm gonna name this best attack, and I am just gonna align it to up there. And let's just set these values to 0, doesn't matter. So we need to create 3 stars up there. So to do that, I'm just gonna use image, and let's bring it up here. I am going to name it star2 background, and let's just use a sprite for it. Let's just use a knob, but you can use a star image or something. I am just gonna make it preserve aspect, and I'm gonna uncheck the raycast target. Let's also change the color to a background kind of color, and I think that's enough for that one. I am going to create another image inside this image and name it star2. And let's select also the knob for this. Let's fill the parent game object, and I am going to do the same thing. Uncheck raycast target, aspect, preserve, and change the color to a golden star or something. Let's duplicate this one. This is going to be a star1. And let's also change this to star1. And I am going to change the size to a smaller size. And let's bring it here. I am going to duplicate this and make it a star3. And let's say a star3. So I am going to bring it here, and I think that's good. Now let's select the prefab, assign the best attack game object. That's star1, star2, star3. So that's the best attack. Now I'm going to create an image, name this attack 1. You can change the sprite to anything you want, like a barbarian or a soldier or whatever. Let me align this to this corner, and I am going to just change the color to something like that. And let's say that means we have one attack. And let's duplicate this and say this means we have 2 attacks. So select that. That is attack 1, attack 2. And I am going to apply the changes and let's delete that. Now let me collapse the map 1. So we also need a timer. So let's just use one of these clan names. I am just gonna duplicate this, name it timer. And let's bring it here. And let's change the position and size to something like that. And this is going to be timer, and let's change the size. So that's also the timer. Let's select the clan and go to the clan. If you remember, we just paste a new variables. So let's go and find it. Here it is, war timer. I am just gonna cut this and bring it up here. So let's take a look. Yep, I'm gonna just paste it here and save this. And now let's go back and select the clan. Let's get further down. Here it is, war timer. It's empty. And I am just gonna assign the timer here. And now let's go ahead and disable that. I am going to save this scene and let's go to the start scene. And let's go back to the database. Let's go to the clan wars. And I am going to delete this clan war. And let's play the server. And let's go to the client project and play the game. Now I am logged in. Let's go to the clan. And in the war, well, we have an error. Let's go ahead and check that out. But first I am going to stop the client project. So the error is in UI clan and in the update function. So let's try to fix this error. I am going to add a new condition to this if statement. I am going to say war data.clan1 is not equals to null. And let's save this. Now let's go back and play it one more time. Here in the clan, let's select war. Yes, the error is no longer happening. I am going to start a war and Joe is in. Well, I need to add the battle with 1 player to the data script. Let's go to the data script and let's find the clan war available counts. I am going to add 1 to it as well. And now one more thing that we need to take care of. Let's go to the database here in the accounts. This is also an important step because I deleted the clan wars manually, so I need to change these values manually as well. So I am going to change every clan rank to 0. And every war ID should be -1. So let's make that -1, and that's it. I have 2 accounts that have clan ID. I have 2 clans. So let's take a look at the clans. One of them is ID 4, the other one is ID 5, and in the accounts 2 players are in those clans. And also let's make sure both of these accounts have the clan rank to start a war. So if we go back to the data, we'll see that here it is, the clan ranks with war permission are 1 and 2. So let's change the clan rank for this one to 1 and the other to 1 as well. Well, I probably shouldn't have deleted that manually. I could have just used the client to delete the clan. Well, anyway, let's go to the clan and start a war. Well, yes, Joe is in the war. Let's confirm search started. So I'm gonna stop the client, go to the accounts, and I am going to copy the device ID, paste it for the second user, and let's change the value for this one to something else. Now if I play the game, the second user will be logged in. Well, here it is. I am going to select the clan, go to war and start a war. Okay, clan war started. As you can see, the preparation time has been started and it's 24 hours preparation time. And these two red lines here indicates that this player has 2 attacks left. Let's go to the other side, and this player has 2 attacks left as well. So before we get into the attack, let me stop this, and there is a few little changes in the code that we need to take care of. So let's start by the server, and in the database let's find authenticate player async, and let's expand this one. So I have realized that the gold mine needs another value as default value because it's kind of overlapping another building. So here in the gold mine, the initial data of the gold mine, I'm going to change this 25 to 22 and this one to 22. And now let's also go to the get player data. And here it is, get player data async, and here I am going to say data.id equals to id. So that's it for the server. Let's go to the client. Here in the scripts camera controller, let's find the screen collect function. Here it is. Let's scroll down a little bit. And here when we are checking to see if the UI battle is active, and here instead of 0, I'm gonna say 0 minus data.battle grid offset. I'm gonna close the parentheses. So I am gonna copy that, paste it for this 0 as well. So that's the other one. And here for the grid size, I'm gonna put this inside parentheses as well, and I'm gonna say plus data.battle grid size. So let's copy that and paste it for this one as well. And let's take a look at this. And instead of casting it to integer, I am just gonna say mathf floor to integer. The same thing here, it is going to be mathf floor to integer. So that's for the place unit function. Now let's go to the UI clan. Here it is. And let's find select war member function. Well, here it is, select war member, and right down here when it says war select attack, I am gonna say war select attack dot interactable equals to something, and that something is war data dot clan 1 dot war.stage equals to 2. So that's it. And let's also find the attack response. Well, this shouldn't be like this. Well, let's cut that anyway. Paste it here. I'm gonna say bool attack equals to that, and we are going to check attack, and we are going to add an else to it. For the else, we're just gonna say war open, and we are going to cut those two, paste it here. Well, now let's go to the UI battle. Here in the client UI battle, let's find the start battle function. Well, here it is. Right after we write the data, I am going to write another value to the packet, and it's going to be an integer. I'm gonna cast it as an integer, and it's gonna be underline battle type, the variable we've created. And let's go to the events section and change a few small values here in the update units. Instead of position, I am just gonna say position on grid, and the same thing for this one, position on grid. And let's go and find units spawn callback and do the same thing here as well. Instead of position here, I am going to say position on the grid. Next stop is going to be UI search. So let's open that, and let me just cut this one, and bring it here. And let's say Boolean attack equals to that. We're gonna add a condition to it. Well, if it's true, I am just gonna cut that, paste it here. That's it. And here I'm just gonna say UI main.instance.setStatus true. And finally, we're gonna change the UI train, and that would be the end of it. Let's go to the set status, and whenever the status is true, I am gonna say UI main.instance.setStatus false. Well, that's it. Let's save it. Now I can go ahead and start the server, and after that the client. Now let's go to the clan, and in the war, well, let's see if we can attack someone. As you can see, the attack is disabled because we are still in the preparation time. So let's go to the database, and in the clan wars, I'm going to take the start time. I am going to say the start time, instead of 23 of this month, it was 22. So I'm gonna take back the start time 1 day, which is 24 hours, and that should take care of the problem. Now we should be in the battle time, and let's go to the war, and here we can attack. So let's attack. Well, nothing is happening, probably because we're not receiving the packet in the player. So let's go to the player here and receive packet. Let's add the new case. So I think the battle find is great for this. So let's just copy that and bring it here. So it's going to be war attack. And instead of this, I'm just going to say database ID. And let's say this is war opponent, and I'm just gonna copy that, paste it for this one and this one, and this is of course is going to be database ID, and this is also going to be database ID. And let's say this is UI clan, and this is going to be attack response, and that's it. Let me save this. And hopefully this is the last time. Well, server is already running. Let's just start the client. Well, I am going to open the clan war and try to attack this player. Well, as you can see, that player's war map has been opened, and I can just attack it. I have a bunch of barbarians. Let's just place them and attack this guy. So it's pretty much like the normal attack, but the difference is it's for the war. I guess that's a bug here because we have 40%, and yes, let's take a look. Nope, all the other buildings are here. I think that's a bug. So for now, let's just surrender. I'm gonna take care of that later, but for now, let's just take a look. So now this is our main layout. Let me go back to the clan war, As you can see, I have used one of my attacks. Let's go to the other side, and I attacked this guy and I gained 1 star, and that's it. So as you saw, it still needs work. So I hope you enjoyed the videos so far. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.